Okay, here we go. All right. Our power just flickered out here. Is everyone still with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Hopefully the internet doesn't go out. We'll see. Um, okay. It still says it's on, so we'll go on until hopefully the backup will keep it up. So um, the socio-emotional model that I want to present for this area is Erik Erikson, what's called the psychosocial theory of development. And there's a couple reasons why I want to present this one because it really does show some of the areas of development that we'll be targeting on throughout the course. But also, it's our first lifespan model. So Erikson didn't stop at the age of 18 with adolescence. He went on to include the rest of the lifespan. And so this is a good one to end our discussion about three representative theories in all three of those domains. So let's take a look at this. So Erikson's model is a lot like Sigmund Freud's model, where you have this conflict between not being able to control that sensual desire in Freud's theory, which leads to one of two outcomes. And what Erikson theorized is that during each area of development, we come to some type of conflict of that deals with our social relationship. And what we learn about that determines the next stage. But there's some things that I want to make very clear as we move along. I'm going to present Erikson's model in its originality, that either you develop trust or you develop mistrust. But what I would like everyone to, and all the rest of them, autonomy versus shame, initiative versus guilt, and so on. But what I want everyone to keep in mind is that in our modern days of thinking about Erikson's model, these things are on a continuum. A continuum because I highly doubt that we all develop 100% trust and 100% mistrust. We're all somewhere in between those two. And I think about my own relationship with my son, and I think about um, I was never I tried to be the greatest perfect dad, but I wasn't always because I'm imperfect. In fact, even I have regrets for some of the things and ways that I tried to handle my son and whatnot. And so I know my son is somewhere between trust and mistrust. I'm hoping he's more on the trust side. But this is kind of the point that I want you to think about while we're going through this is where do maybe you lay on these scales between initiative and guilt or intimacy and isolation? But again, I'm going to present the extremes on this end. Um, and like the other thing that I want to mention, because this question always comes up, if, for example, you don't develop trust versus mistrust, let's say you end up mistrusting throughout a good portion of your life, does that mean you can't develop trust later on? The answer to that is absolutely yes. But what the people who look at Erikson's model say, it just becomes more difficult. Okay, so later in life, if you want to develop, if you want to trust people more, you definitely can develop that, but you're not going to do it in the ultimate range of developing that. So you'll have to put more cognitive, more effort into developing that. So I just wanted to bring up those two issues before we started on this journey through the lifespan according to Erikson. So the first thing that we're going to start with, of course, is infancy, the beginning. So this is 0 to about 1.5 to 2 years of age. And one of the things that we know about the infants, especially 1.5, but sometimes under 2 years of age, is that they're completely dependent upon their caregiver. They're dependent on them for warmth, food, um, and changing their diaper, cleaning them, all of those things that they're completely dependent upon someone else in their world to do these things. And usually it's today we call it primary caregiver, mother, whatever, father in some cases. But I'm going to use moms and a baby. Okay, so let's go through trust versus mistrust and see. Again, I want you to pay attention to the interaction between the two. So trusting, let's start with the trusting relationship. How does an infant develop trust? Well, let's say baby cries, mom shows up, feeds baby, and then any mom in the room probably understands that after that feeding, you kind of look at each other and you do this kind of reciprocal thank you to each other. It's a reciprocal transaction, okay? And then mom leaves, baby cries, mom comes in, changes the baby. You have that reciprocal moment. And this goes on. Baby cries, mom comes. Baby cries, mom comes. Okay. And um, uh, during this interaction, what is the infant learning? Okay. The infant is learning that you can rely on someone that also allows that reciprocation of both thank you and someday when you're in a tough spot, I'll be there for you too. Okay. And so this is the development of trust. All right. On the mistrust end, I want you to pay very careful, I'm going to try and do this. So it's an expression of emotion, but I want you to pay less attention to the words I say, and I want you to feel the emotions because remember, children, infants at this age don't have a really strong grasp of language, but they have a really strong grasp of our first language. And our first language is emotions, not words. And infants have a good knowledge of that language of emotion. So I want you to entertain me for just a minute, and I hope I convey this correctly. So on the mistrust end, baby cries, no one shows up. Baby cries, no one shows up. Baby cries, no one shows up. Baby cries, mom comes in the room and goes, "What do you need now? I'm trying to watch my show. What possibly can you need? You're always getting in my way of trying to do things in this house. Stop." Okay. Again, I hope people in the other rooms are not going to come knock on my door. But uh, I hope you all felt that emotion and that emotion of what we call rejection. Okay. Because that's what the child is learning, kind of learning, and I'm going to put it in more adult words. The infant is learning that they can't trust anyone when they're in need. Okay. Um, and I will tell you up, this question always comes up and whatnot. I'm going to make this just a flat statement. There is no empirical evidence or research evidence that the cry it out method has any benefit to a child. In fact, all the literature says that it actually has a negative consequence. But I have
Dr. Curtis?
I can't hear anything.
It's kind of
I,
frozen.
I don't hear anything either.
I think his internet went out.
Oh, darn.
I'm
Oh, maybe back.
assuming, I'm assuming, do we just wait in here and he signs back in?
Uh, maybe we give him a few minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought my service went out when he stopped talking.
I
I
have
think
it on
we
my
all did.
I have it on my TV on the Zoom and it stopped the same place.
Hopefully he can get back on. I know he said there was a backup something, but I don't know if that's gonna work.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I wasn't gonna make it in time for Zoom because I had orientation today for my job, but they gave us a lunch break, so here I am.
Oh, awesome. Hopefully the first day is good.
Tomorrow's my first day.
Oh, awesome. Well, congratulations on the new job.
Congratulations on the job.
Thank you.
Yes, I think you said there was two. how long should we wait?
I don't know.
We're all just getting in here, okay?
Yeah, and I think for the last statement, it's more like a journal, I think, because it's like personal questions. So I've just been responding as if it was like a journal.
Yeah.
It does, at least, and he's graded mine the same way. I don't know if everybody else has been doing that. I haven't really been putting anything we've been reading into the increase, if that makes
It-
sense.
Yeah, oh yeah, like you said, it's a journal, so you know, our own personal journey. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
I think so. And I think, well, like you were saying with us putting it in Word documents, I don't know if it's gonna be like that, but maybe we're just gonna compile it and then do like our cycle, like our journey,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I'm I'm not sure if I'm still waiting too to see how we're gonna put it all together, but it's pretty cool.
I think the man in the mirror is about the man in the maze, not man in the mirror. Man in the maze is about our journey in this class as we go along.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I think it is, in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah.
He just sent an email update to the Canvas and said that they've lost power and internet.
Okay.
So he said we'll restart class next Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank
Yeah,
you
no
so
problem.
much.
Okay,
Mhm.
bye.
Bye,
Bye,
guys. Have a
everybody.
good weekend.
You too. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye, guys.